So within this video, we're going to compare the two, I would say, mid-range phones, which is the Motorola Edge 50 Neo, 8GB version with 256GB of storage, with the Google Pixel 9a. So yeah, the first thing which we're going to grab a look is actually the display. So one of the things which I kind of realized is that they're both kind of in a similar size. So Motorola actually states that they are a 6.4 OLED display, while the Google it's 6.3. But the case is, when you actually look at them, then Motorola actually feels slimmer. It feels smaller. And this is interesting. So they're very similar size, and actually Google Pixel feels a little bit larger. But I assume it might be for the screen, because the Google Pixel has the more rounded kind of option. So because of that, we're probably having that, less of a screen ratio. So on this side, with the POLED kind of screen, yeah, I think Motorola is definitely winning. So the second thing is the resolution and the refresh rate. So on the Motorola, we have 1200 by 2700 resolution, and the Google Pixel has 1080 by 2400 resolution. So that means, yeah, Motorola is definitely winning. Higher resolution, it's definitely a nicer kind of view. And both support 120 Hertz. And there is also something called the peak brightness, which are the nits. And here, Google has 2700 peak brightness nits, and the Motorola has 3000 nits, which is peak brightness. And what is this nits? So this is actually when you're outside and you want to use your phone outside, especially in a full sunlight for daylight, like how much your phone is visible. So yeah, Motorola is definitely winning here. So when it comes to the processor, so the Google Pixel, it's actually running their own Google Tensor G4, while the Motorola is running the MediaTek Dimensity 7300. And here, like they're both great for like a daily normal usage, but the Google Pixel, it's actually winning on the gaming side, because it also offers the 50% higher Antutu score for better gaming and multitasking. So when it comes to the storage, as I mentioned, this is and the RAM, this is 8GB of RAM model with the 256GB of storage. But the big thing of those phones, it's actually the battery, and that's something which I always love to talk because we want to use our phones for the whole day. And here is the challenge with those two phones. So I'm going to start with the Google Pixel 9a. So the Google Pixel 9a offers the 5100 mAh battery, while the Motorola only offers 4300. So yeah, this is definitely a huge difference in the performance, because that means that during the day the Google Pixel will last longer. And here's the trick. So Google Pixel supports the 23 watt wire charging and a 7.5 wireless charging, while the Motorola supports 68 watt wired charging and a 15 watt wireless charging. So that means that with that 68 watts, it can actually charge your phone in minutes. Like they actually state on the website that you can have, a full day phone with 11 minutes of charging. And yeah, that is the challenge, because a longer battery, but actually you can charge it very quickly. So on this side, yeah, I think the Motorola is winning. So when it comes to design of this phone, so on the back of the Google Pixel, we have the plastic and aluminum. So it's kind of like a connection of both. So yeah, it is pretty cool. It has IP68 kind of water resistance, which is decent. It's also the same here with IP68. But on the Motorola, we actually have this vegan leather. And I actually seen it for the first time. And it's vegan leather with the plastic on the side. And it's such a cool in the touch. And also, when I hold the phone, like the actual Motorola, it just holds better in my hand. I just very much like it. So with that, I think that vegan leather, it's a very unique feature, and for me it's winning. So when it comes to the software support, because that's also very important. So here, the Google Pixel offers 7 years of OS and security updates, while the Motorola offers only 5. And Yeah, that is not that great. And also Google Pixel runs Android 15, while Motorola only Android 14. So here, the Google Pixel is definitely winning. So when it comes to the cameras, the Google Pixel only has two cameras. So we have the 48 megapixel OIS camera and 13 megapixel ultra wide, while the Motorola have three different cameras, which is 50 megapixel OIS, 13 megapixel ultra wide, and 10 megapixel telephoto with the 3x zoom. So on this, I do think that Motorola is winning. When it comes to the video, like they're pretty kind of similar, but there is a main thing which actually is different. It's actually the option to record 4K in 60 frames per second, because they both can record up to 4K 30 frames per second, but the Google Pixel 9a also have the 60 frames per second of 4K, so that is definitely a winner on this side. So when it comes to the pricing, this is, I think, also a big thing. So Pixel cost £499, while the Motorola cost £399. So there's a pretty big difference between those. Which one do you think it's better? I think they're having a slightly different option, different capabilities. Obviously, the Google also have their kind of AI built in and connecting to Google, where Motorola have their own kind of system. But like the price ratio versus the actual spec, I think I'll actually choose Motorola. What do you think? And remember, if you like those videos, just a like and subscribe so you're up to date with everything what's going on, and see you in the next video.
Mad Tech Talk, tech so fly, breaking down gear, let's amplify. Sub like, don't miss a thing. Tech reviews with a little bling. We out for now, but stay tuned. More fire tech is dropping soon.